Good morning, everyone. Look at all of you that are here this morning already. Sorry for being a little late this morning. Our son left this morning to go back to Canada, and I was just kind of there in the background. And once I got him off, I came back here to my computer. I think I overloaded my computer for some reason because the screen went dark and I had to reboot it. And so, yeah, it was a fun morning already, but I have a great project for you today. And we're going to be making this cute Kit Kat slider. And you've probably seen slider boxes before. I've finished off the bottom of this one to give it a little bit more, I don't know, just so that the end isn't open. But it works just like a regular slider box. You just pull up on the bow and then you open this up. I actually made a little tag to go inside this one. And I would probably, in the end, I would probably put another white label on the back of this, and then you could write a birthday message. So it's kind of ends up being like a little birthday gift that you could use as a birthday gift, or you could use it as a favor. And I'm using the new bundle called Round We Go to make this beautiful rosette. In fact, as I'm thinking of that, I'm gonna plug in my hot glue gun because there we go. To make the rosettes, we do need a hot glue gun. You could try making it with other type of adhesive, but just a hot glue gun is the best way to go. Most people have them already. I've linked to a hot glue gun on my, and if you're looking at this video on YouTube, there is a link down below in the description of the video to a hot glue gun. That's very similar to mine. I like mine because there's like a little stand built into mine. So I'll show you mine in a second, and you'll see how to put this thing together. Usually I don't like to use outside sources of glues, but for something that's as springy as this, it's just best to use a hot glue and not fiddle around with other glue. So it's so cute. And of course, I made them in all the in colors except for one color, which we're going to make today. So here's the peach pie one. Then we've got pretty in pink. And I should mention, this is Summer Splash. And I should mention that I use these Kit Kat bars. They are 1.5 ounces or 42 grams. And you can find these at the checkout aisle in most grocery stores. If you want to buy a bunch of them, I have a link down below in the Amazon, a link to Amazon for both the birthday cake and the regular ones. So you can use, they fit both sizes. So it's the 1.5 ounce 42 gram that you need to look for. It's like 4 bars across. Last night, I only had 3 in my house. Last night, I had to make a quick trip over to the grocery store to grab a couple more so that I could have enough to do a nice little display. And so, yeah, I just found them at the individual ones you can just find at the checkout aisle. I did look for them in the candy aisle to see if they had a multi-pack. I didn't see anything there. So it depends maybe on how big your grocery store is. Mine was pretty small. Maybe Walmart or Target has ones with the bigger bars in a multi-pack. But you just need to make sure that you get the correct size. Otherwise, this is not going to look good. All right. Today is the last day of May, and that also means it's the final day of the starter kit special. And I don't know, last night I was counting, I think we've had like 17 new team members on our Bee Stampers team that took advantage of the starter kit this month. So we have 1 day left. So if you're on the fence, just know that you're joining, if you're joining my team, you're joining with a bunch of new people that have just joined. It's our team stamping night tonight. So I tried to get everyone on my email list right away so they could join us for team stamping tonight. And if anyone joins today, I'll do my best to get them on, just depending on the time, because I might run out of time if you join later on in the day. But I'm going to try and get anyone new welcomed in and at least on the email list, so you can get the last minute reminder to join us for team stamping. What else do I need to tell you? Oh, let me show you what's in the starter kit. So the starter kit, you're going to get the starter kit is $99, and you're going to get $125 worth of product that you get to choose in your starter kit. That is the normal special. But for one day left, end of May, it's May 31st, you can get the In Color add-on for your starter kit. It comes automatically with your starter kit. And you're going to get the 5 new In Colors, and you'll get a package of the cardstock. It's 20 sheets, 4 of each color. You're going to get that's 40 pages or sheets of the designer series paper and all the 5 In Colors. And you're going to get the In Color markers and all the 5 In Colors. And then finally, you'll get, I'm going to turn this off here. It's cold this morning. It's always just shock in the morning when you have high temperatures and it goes down to cold. So I have my space heater on this morning. And here are all the ink pads and in all the 5 In Colors, and you'll get those as well in your In Color package. The starter kit ships for free. If you're interested in getting it, I suggest, where's my cursor? Here we go. I suggest that you take a look at the join page here that I have on my blog, and that's where you can find more information, some frequently asked questions. And then if you have more questions, please feel free to email me. I'll try and get them answered as quickly as possible. I'll try and check my email more often today, just in case we have any last minute people that want to get the starter kit and you have questions. You can also call me I don't want to put my phone number out here, but if you're already on my email list, most of my emails, maybe not all of them, have my phone number on them. But if you email me, that's probably the best way to get a hold of me today. All right. And also, say you decide not to get the starter kit and you do want to purchase some of the In Color products, or you want to purchase the Round We Go bundle that I'm talking about today, then you can use this host code here. And if you spend at least $50 with me this month, just one day left, you're going to be getting a package of the 2024-2026 In Color adhesive back dots, and so I'll be ordering those tomorrow, and then those will ship out sometime at the first half of June. Usually takes me a little bit. I have to get them in stock first and make thank you cards and then get them in the mail, so there's a little bit of a process that goes on, but they will be mailed to you in June. And then I'll have a new host code in June tomorrow, and if you want to see what my new host code is in June, you can just go to my blog and click on the host code link, and it will tell you what my new host code is for the month if you want to order on June 1st instead. All right, I talked a lot already. We'll talk some more. This is my project sheet that I'm still working on, that I'm going to send out tomorrow. So if you want this project sheet, just make sure you're on my email list. I send them out on Saturdays. If you're not already on my list, look down the description of the video. Where's my finger? Down below, click on See More, Show More, and then it will open up the text underneath my video, and you'll find a link to sign up to get this, to get on my email list and to get this project sheet sent to you on Saturday. If you're looking for past project sheets, just sign up for my email list. Your welcome email has a link to past project sheets. I've got oodles of past project sheets too. Really cool projects. Okay, I think I've talked about everything. Did I hold up the Round We Go bundle yet? No, I don't think so. So This is the Round We Go stamp set, and here are the matching dies. We're going to be using this die today to make the rosettes and some of the peripheral pieces to finish off our project. We're also going to be using a stamp out of here to finish off the bottom of the project. We're also going to be using the Happy Labels Pick a Punch to get that bottom label. We'll be using In Color ribbon, so beautiful. Yeah, I've been using the In Color products all this month just to share with you how many different projects you can make out of all of those colors, and I hope those will inspire you to create some great projects and also to show you the value in getting the starter kit. All right, I'm just gonna see if there's any questions to start off. If you have any questions, just let me know as we go along, and I'll talk to all of you at the end. Okay. All right, let me pop over to my down-facing camera. Okay, look at all the pretty colors. I just love these, and I love the Kit Kat bar. When I was looking last night, when I was looking for Kit Kat bars online, for the Amazon link, there's a whole bunch of different Kit Kat flavors that I've never heard before. There was a churro flavor. So there's some interesting flavors out there. And I think that you can also get them in multi-pack boxes. So that's nice if you're going to be making a lot of them. So we're going to start off, we're going to create this box that houses the Kit Kat, and then we'll work on to the rosette. And I'm sure if you don't already have this die, I'm sure you'll want to see how it all comes together and see if this is something that you would like to add to your collection. I really think these are so beautiful. They look really nice on top of a gift too. People have used them on cards as well. They create multiple circles, and so there's some very, very interesting designs with these. I don't think I've seen anything 3D yet, so this is kind of nice to have something to do with these that has kind of a 3D element. So let's pop these aside for the moment. Okay, we are going to grab a piece of cardstock. Probably should slide out my measurements just to double check that I'm getting them right. We're going to make the last one in this series. We're going to be making the Shy Shamrock one because that's the only color I haven't made yet. So this piece to start off with is 8 3/8 by 3 3/8. 8 3/8 by 3 3/8. And we'll start by putting the long side up at the top. And we're going to score this at 4 inches on both sides, just to make it really easy. So score at 4, turn to the other side, and score at 4. How easy is that? So we've got those two lines. Let me see if I can kind of get it to show. Got 2 lines going in the center here. And then we're going to turn this around to the short side. And now we're going to score at the 3/8 inch mark on both short sides. So just slide this down. I just kind of shift my fingers as I bring this down. This is a long score. Probably can't see all of it. I'm going to be looking for a new camera stand, so maybe we'll be able to see more of my desk in the future. Then we're going to do 3/8 coming down here on this side. So 3/8 of an inch on both sides. There we go. You can kind of see this a little better. Score marks. Okay. All right. So pop this away and let me see what okay, we're going to fold along the score lines first. This is a very simple design. Kind of like that. Then we're going to come in on both long sides and we're going to cut, let me see if I can get this camera to focus. We're going to cut just along the score line here where there's this little square. Just cut along both score lines there. Take it to the other side. Cut and cut. So to make this last cut, we need to cut that square away. I'm just going to fold this over, and I'm going to come up along here and cut it off. Okay, we'll do the same thing for the other side. Fold that over, and then we can cut. All right. Now we do want to create a hole for the top. I just want to show you real quick. So right here, I don't know if you can see that. There's a hole on both sides of here up at the top. So we're going to do that first before we glue anything together. So the easiest way to do that is to line these both up at the top. First, we need to make a little pencil mark though. So let's grab our centering ruler. This is an Omni Grip ruler. I have this linked on my Amazon because some people like this ruler. But you don't have to necessarily get a centering ruler to do this. But it's kind of easy when you do, because with the centering ruler, which is the top of this ruler here, I know that I need to be about 1 5/8 inches over from the side, but it's actually 1 5/8 plus a 1/16 of an inch. So to center something on here, you just need to make sure that this measurement where your cardstock ends on this side is the same as this side. So my cardstock ends just past the 1 5/8 inch mark on this side and just past the 1 5/8 inch mark on that side. I'm going to make a mark about 1/4 of an inch down. Just a little mark like that. And now I'm going to know that that's the center mark. If you're like, that's too much for you, just the bottom of my ruler here is 1 5/8. So you can just measure over 1 5/8 and just go past 1 5/8 just a little bit, and that will be the same. Or if that's even too much for you, you don't want to measure, just eyeball it. Put like a little mark, just a little bit ways down, and just kind of eyeball the center. It will be fine. Okay. So then we're going to just make sure both ends are lined up at the top. And then we'll grab, I'm going to use this crocodile because we don't have a good circle punch right now that will do this. So this is a non-Stampin' Up! Product. The crocodile has a 1/8 inch punch on this side. And this one, I think it says 3/16 right there. So I'm just going to put that 3/16 inch mark. I don't know, you can barely see. That pencil mark is closer to the bottom. I'm punching a little bit more towards this end when I'm doing the punch. I'll show you in just a second. Okay, so that's what it looks like. The punch mark, the edge of this punch mark is about a 1/4 of an inch down into this piece. Okay, so now we'll be ready afterwards to feed that ribbon through there. Okay, so we're just gonna fold in one way, okay, and you'll just, I guess it doesn't really matter which side you glue, but you're gonna take this and it's going to come together and glue the sides in like that, okay? So I'm going to take this, put glue all the way down, not quite to the end, and I'm trying to stay in the middle because that glue will ooze out a bit. So kind of like that. And it helps if you have your Kit Kat nearby. And then we'll just bring these together. The key thing with this is you want to make sure up at the top you're lined up, like right here, right up at the top. So this is where the Kit Kat bar comes in handy. Just slide it in for now. We're going to slide it back out in a center in a second, but just kind of make sure that's lined up. And now with the Kit Kat bar in there, you can kind of push along the sides a bit. You don't want to kill your Kit Kat bar, but I'm putting pressure on the top and then a little bit on the sides just to get that to adhere along the sides. Sorry, my lighting is changing. The sun is going behind a cloud, and so light's changing in my room. In the morning, I get sunshine here if there's sun. In a moment, it will come back and it will blast us again. Okay, so now we can pull this out. I like to have that seam edge. I like to have that be the back side so that the smooth side here, you can't see the seam from the front. So I'm going to choose this to be my front. Then we're going to grab some of this ribbon. We're going to do matching ribbon. And I'm going to measure 18 inches. Here is my Shy Shamrock. Some of the colors of ribbon, Shy Shamrock is the only one I think that isn't on low supply at the moment. So I'm going to pinch here at the 12-inch mark, and then I'm going to roll it over to the 6-inch mark here, and that should give me 18 inches. I'll just give it a cut. So right now I believe this one right here, Petunia Pop, is out of stock. And I think the other ones, Pretty in Pink, Peach Pie, and Summer Splash, are on low inventory. So they've been super popular, but it's the beginning of the year, so you should be able to get them back. They will be back in stock at some point. This ribbon is just wonderful. I love it when you've got really nice weight of ribbon. It's got a little bit of strength to it, but it's also soft. It's not really too stiff. It's like the perfect balance. So I'm just gonna push this together. We're gonna feed it through and feed it through. And what you wanna do with these sliders, you wanna get them even, the ribbon. Okay, that's about good. So you wanna have them even. And right here, you're gonna see that the ribbon is coming right across the box like that. That's the perfect way to have it. I'm gonna slide it in like this. So as you slide your bar in, it's gonna pull that ribbon down with it, okay? You'll have a little bit of this Kit Kat coming off up at the top. You know, if you wanted to, you could tuck it in. But that doesn't bother me. It just kind of makes it feel like there is something there to come out. Then you're just going to go ahead and tie it. I always love tying bows on camera. It's so much easier to tie a bow when you're not on camera. I'm going to do the round the something method. Bring this through. And then I'll just play with the ends back and forth until I like the way it looks. Sometimes with this bow tying method, this piece back here looks kind of awkward. So sometimes I bring this one through the loop to kind of make it sit better. You don't have to do that though. Okay. And I don't know if that's any better, but that's just what I did. And you can just play with this. I'm trying to get the knot so it's like a little tiny bit tighter. Okay. All right. So there we go. And then we'll take this and just give it a little angle cut. This side, a little angle cut. And now we just need to decorate this box up with the beautiful Round We Go dies. So let's set this aside while we build that. You're going to need a die cutting some someone asked if it, punching that hole, if you could use a regular hole punch. So you could use, let me see, like you could use like maybe a 1/4 inch punch, like a handheld. They also, I think, sell 3/8 inch in this size. 1/8 would be a little small. These were Stampin' Up! Products, but they're no longer available. So you could look for a handheld punch too. One of the things I really love about the Crocodile, though, is that, well, it can set eyelets, but the other thing is it can punch through heavier materials. So it's can punch through really thick cardstock. It's not called cardstock, but chipboard. I think it can punch through metal too, like thin metal, like cans and stuff like that. So it's a nice punch because it's got a lot of strength to it. If you're looking for something that can do more materials, I think I've even used it to put a hole in a leather belt. So yeah, it's kind of versatile. Okay, let's move on to creating our little rosette. So we're going to need, this is our Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. Let me see if I can, just move that out just a teeny tiny bit. I've got my base platform 1, thin die adapter 2, clear plate. We're going to grab some designer series paper. Here's a little tip. I cut my piece, it started off with a 6x6. I cut it in half at the 3-inch mark. I've already cut one piece out. I moved the die just so I could see a tiny hair of cardstock on the outside edge, and I put the scallops towards the outside edge. The reason I'm going to do that is I'm going to nest the zigzags together, and that means you're actually going to be able to get 4 pieces out of a 6x6 sheet. So let me grab my die here, and I'll show you what I mean. So you're going to take this, make sure your zigzags, not your scallops, because it's not going to work very well if the scallops again are going to go on the outside edge, and you're just going to line this up so the little triangles match the triangles. Okay, I think that's good. Come in with my other plate, gently place this down, hoping, I'm just going to see, oh, it shifted just a teeny tiny bit. Okay. Let's run this through. Pull this out. So here is my second piece. Oh, I have to say, like this one, I probably should, I did the stripes in the wrong direction, I think. But if I had done them in a different direction, they look really cute straddling out. The stripes look very sweet. But I decided to use the floral side of this. So we can throw that away and see, look how little is left over, but you can get to out of that half piece if you're careful. Okay, and then we're going to grab some Shy Shamrock and white cardstock. Bring this back over here. We're going to cut a big circle, scallop circle out of Shy Shamrock. We're going to cut this one with the pointed ends out of white. This one with the rounded ends out of Shy Shamrock. And we'll cut, this one can be either out of Shy Shamrock or white. I think I'm going to fit it on the Shy Shamrock piece. Okay, I think that's all we need. We're going to cut these out. Let's see what we got. So we got this piece. This is It looks like a little daisy. Better pop my dies over on my magnet sheet so I don't lose them. Here's another one. And we're gonna grab this one. This is the scallop, and then this is just a little circle piece that we're gonna use to anchor things together. Pop this over here, and then we'll move this out of the way. I think we've die cut everything. Fingers crossed. Okay. Whoops, throw that out. Bring all our pieces over here. Okay, so pay attention really quickly to your pieces. You've got one end that is kind of tapered. It looks like a tab end. We're going to start on the opposite end from that end. We're going to start with the end that's flat, and we're going to create a mountain in that first fold, a mountain fold, okay? And the pattern that I want to see is going to be on top. So that's going to be the mountain, and that's going to be that first fold. And then you're just going to go back and forth all the way along here, because this has little score lines built into it. So just back and forth. To make the rosette, you need 2 pieces. I recommend making the rosette out of designer series paper rather than cardstock. I did make one out of basic white cardstock, and let me tap this to see if you can see it. So this one was a little bit harder to put together just because it's a little stiffer. So designer series paper really is the way to go for happiness. And I'm doing, this is according all the way down to the very end, like that. Do the same for the other side. Remember, we're starting on the end that is opposite this tab end, and we'll create like that mountain in that first one with the pattern that you want facing up. So we'll create that little mountain, and then we're going to go back and forth. Nope, we're going to go zoom in a bit. There we go. So we're just gonna keep going. I love my new camera. It's got better zoom. And I think my son and I, we were sitting last night, yesterday, he was like, how did the new camera do? And I really like it because it's got less of that, what he called ghosting. So when my hand moves, you don't see as much of kind of that residual effect of my hand coming across the screen. Also a little bit better focus, and the lighting is a little bit better when I use this camera. So I'm quite pleased with it. Just need to get a new camera stand for it. Okay, so now we need to glue that tab to this one. So we're gonna come in here, and I'm going to put glue. You can kind of see right here. There's that little tab. We're just going to put glue, little line right along there. Kind of see the glue. And then we're going to adhere it to the non-tab. So the tab gets glued to the non-tab. Oh, and the other thing is I'm later on, you just want to make sure, and I don't know if there's a way that you could do this wrong, but there are 2 sides to this. One is scalloped and one is triangle, like pointy, like a top of a fence post. So you want the pointy sides to match up. And then I'm just lining that up, and I'm going to fold it over onto itself and kind of pinch it. You want to make sure that those last pieces, like they match up and they're even. So I'm just pinching on this side just to really make sure this is stuck together. And at this point, I would not use hot glue yet. This Tombow works excellent for what we're doing right here. So just keep using Tombow until we need to get the hot glue gun. And I've got the hot glue gun. It's kind of getting hot on the side. So then we need to glue this opposite side together. So we're going to kind of make a circle with it. So we've got this little tab end again. We'll put glue on here like that. You see? And then we'll bring this together. Just line them up so that they're even. And once they're even, I'm going to come in and pinch that in the inside here. Just give it a little pinch. Just want to make sure that that's good and solid and it's not going to go anywhere. There's going to be quite a bit of tension on this. So you just want to take a moment just to make sure that it is solid. Okay. So now we have our little ring. Now here's the fun part, and maybe the hard part also, is I want these little spikies, the ones with the triangle end, the ones with this end rather than the scallop end. I want these to be the outside. So I'm going to kind of bring this in. This is kind of the weird part. You kind of just have to like push this in. It's kind of weird when it starts. You think, it's not coming together, but just kind of keep pressing on the inside until you have it flattened out. And it's going to spring up like that, okay? So no worries. You're just going to bring this back in and have it flat. Best thing to do is to weight it with an ink pad. I'm going to grab my Shy Shamrock because we're doing a Shy Shamrock thing. So let's just weight it down like this, okay? And then it's going to be ready for when you come in. We're going to put glue all along the circle, the hot glue, and then we're going to adhere it down. Okay, one more thing. I really want, come together. I really want this side to be up, okay? Because this side back here has all of my seams on it. Okay, I don't know if you can see where are my seams. So you can see right here, there is the seam. I don't know if you can see this, but you can see the seam right there. That's why I folded everything in a certain way. So I want to glue my circle. I'm going to put hot glue all around here in rings, and then I'm going to put it down on here and center it like this. Okay, so this is going to be the back. So I'm going to have the back facing up. Doesn't that look pretty? Kind of like even this way, like with this pattern of paper, it looks pretty like that too, doesn't it? Okay, this is why you need hot glue, absolutely. Just push it down, weight it down, okay? Right, now we're gonna bring in the hot glue. Let's slide that to the side. Let's get things out of the way. All right, here is my hot glue gun. So this one, the thing I like about it is it's got a stand down here, and then it's got this little thing right here that is going to hold it in place and have it be ready for gluing. I always like to, when I'm heating this up, I like to put a piece of cardstock or something underneath just in case it drips, because as the glue is melting, sometimes you'll have a little drip. Okay, so now we're ready to go ahead, and I've got my big glue stick in here already. And we're just going to, ooh, this is really hot. Be careful, don't burn yourself on the back side. What you really want to do is just have a lot of glue. You've got to act somewhat quickly because hot glue does like to dry. So let me just slide this off here. Grab this here, and you're just going to want to try and get it centered onto the back. It doesn't have to be perfect. If as I'm pressing this, I feel the heat of the glue, so be careful not to burn your fingers. Okay, just kind of gently kind of lift off. It's hot. Okay, then I'm going to unplug my glue gun. real quick. Make sure I'm unplugging the right thing and not my computer. Let me just unplug this so it's safe. Don't leave this plugged in unattended. And I'll just set it aside for later. Okay, so the hot glue works really fast, and this rosette now has a nice flat surface. I can use this surface now to glue directly onto my project, and I will not use hot glue to glue this onto my project. What I found the other day when I was making these, I made all my rosettes at the same time. I had them all laid out and ready to go, and then I just did the hot glue back to back to back rather than turning my hot glue gun on and off, on and off. It just made it easier. So if you get your rosettes prepared to this point, get the little circles cut. This circle, of course, was this one here, so you don't need an extra circle, but that's the perfect backing for this. And now this is nice and solid, and it's not going to go anywhere. All right, let's finish this off. We're going to take this and we're going to layer it like this. Okay, I'm going to glue the two pieces together though. So we'll take this piece right here. We'll just put a little bit of glue in the center because that's the only common contact point. And then I'm going to lay this over top so that the white peeks through the green. Okay. Until that looks good. And then I want to, this is going to be my little anchor point. This is going to glue onto here. So I want to glue this onto here, this little extra circle piece. Oh, I should point out this circle here with the little dots in it and this circle here with the dots, they don't cut out a circle. They cut little dotted holes into the circle. Let me grab this. I want to show you what they look like. So this white piece right here, I took this round piece, I cut it out of basic white, and then I took this piece and I ran it through, and that creates those little holes around here. So just so you know, because I was a little shocked, oh my gosh, I thought it would cut out a circle, but it didn't. So it's just a little different, a different type of die, which is really useful, but just maybe different than what you're expecting. Okay, so the way I'm going to glue this together is I'm only going to put glue on the center right here. That way, if you want to lift up these little petal pieces, you can. And then I'll just glue this right on centered. Just make sure it's centered. And then press down on the center right there. Okay. So we'll grab this piece and now we're going to glue this to the center. We could use hot glue, but I think it's better in this case not to, because I can just create rings of glue like this and it's going to hit some of these little pieces, and I think it should stick fine. And so I'm just going to center this on here. And just press down. That's why we have that bigger circle piece. Press, 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 press. And then one of the things I kind of found, where did my bone folder go? Here. You can kind of lift up these petals a little bit. It gives it a little different look, like the inside. Since we just glued on the center, this can do this. Okay, so you can kind of have it just lift it up just a teeny tiny bit, just to give it a little bit of depth. All right, and then we're gonna grab one of these matching shimmer gems. The large one I think looks nicest, and I'll put a Shy Shamrock one right in the center like that. Okay, so now this is almost ready to glue on. We'll grab our Shy Shamrock piece. I'm just going to lay this here for now because I want to add my label piece to the bottom first. So let's just grab, this is a teeny tiny piece of basic white cardstock. It measures 2.5 inches by 1/2 inch. going to grab my Happy Labels Pick a Punch. We're going to open it up at the bottom. We're going to slide it along the slot. This is the 1/2 inch slot. We're going to slide it all along. I thought this would look good because this has scallops on it. And we'll slide it all the way through to the back. I can feel it's catching right here. And then give it a punch. Then push it back out. And then we'll do the same for the other side. Let it go all the way in. This is about as short as you want to get because 2.5 inches. After that point, it's like a little bit too much. So there we go. We've got our little tiny label punched. Bring in Shy Shamrock. Bring in Hip Hip Hooray. And we'll stamp that right down here. Isn't that cute? And Hip Hip Hooray can be used for a lot of different occasions. So then you can have that little inside greeting be happy birthday or just anything you want. That's why it makes a nice favor. It doesn't have to be a birthday favor, but it could be. So we'll take this piece, just grab a little bit of glue, and we'll adhere this right down near the bottom. It's pretty close to the bottom. There's maybe not even 1/8 of an inch showing down here, but just right down at the bottom. Then we've got this big circle right here, so we can just go to town and put glue on here. It's not going anywhere. It's solid with that hot glue. And then I'll just add this kind of down here and just give it a little press into the cardstock. Look at that. It's so pretty. I don't know. That makes me happy. The little pinwheels. Pinwheels, not pinwheels. What are they called? Rosettes. Sometimes they're called pinwheels too. I guess on the Stampin' Up! Website they called them both things. Oh, I want to show you one more thing before I forget. So I was thinking if you wanted to give these and you wanted to kind of secure them a little bit more, shove these on the side here. If you wanted to secure them just a little bit more, clear envelopes. The Stampin' Up! Clear envelopes that fit our regular size cards work really well. Just to secure them, you can just pop them in here. Okay. Then you just fold it over. Like what I would do is fold it over like this. Okay. And there's a little bit of, you can pull this off, and this is adhesive. And then you just fold that over, and then you have like a little package like this. And it looks really nicely packaged. So if you wanted to kind of secure them at an event or something like that, this makes for a little bit nicer packaging, but you don't have to do that. But you know, just depending on what you're doing, maybe you're doing craft fairs or something like that. This would be a nice way to keep everything looking nice. So you know how people like to pick things up. This is a nice kind of packaging for that, right? So I also showed you earlier that this one here, I just did just a little label. It is also possible to do like a little card, a little circle card if you want to. I can show you how to do that. I actually didn't prep that, but I can show you if you want to make it kind of more like a little card. We can do that. Let's see how this measures up here. It's easiest just to do a circle, but if you want to do a little circle card, I think this is 2¼ inches. Let's just kind of measure this circle. Okay, this is 2¼ So let's do 5 inches to start, and we'll do 2½. 5 by 2½. This is kind of an extra thing. I don't think this is going to be on my project sheet, but 5 by 2½, and then we're going to score it at 2½ because it's kind of easy to do. we're going to score this in the center at 2.5. Okay, so this would not, it might fit in here. It might just barely fit in here if you wanted to do like just a regular card. But what I thought was kind of cute if you wanted to do, let's bring in our big shot real quick. See if I can get this over here. Same sandwich as before. You're going to use your bone folder. I don't know if I can show you this here. Make sure you really press down on that fold to make it as flat as possible, okay, so it doesn't spring up very much. Grab your biggest scallop circle. What you're going to do is you're going to make sure that you see, hope nothing gets cut off. You're going to make sure that you see 3 of those scallops outside of this line here. Oops, bring this in a little bit more, sorry. 3 of the scallops outside of this line, because you don't want to cut, you don't want to have this centered on here. You want to create a hinge, so that score line right here has to be a little bit inside of the circle in order to create that hinge. So I'm going to kind of guess and say about 3. Okay, we'll put this on top. Oh, you know what might be good? I've got a little labeling cover-up tape. Let's kind of position this down so it stays where it's supposed to. I'm going to take this and we're going to cut this. I'll come back just in case it didn't cut through both layers of cardstock. Okay, so now let's peel this off. Okay, peel this off. This is garbage. And now you've got yourself a little card. Okay, and then what you would do is you would create yourself one of these labels using the smaller circle. You can glue it to the front. You could stamp on the front of here. You could put then another white label on the inside. Let's see, will this fit? Yeah, it should fit on the inside here because this is touching the edge, but it's going to be a little bit smaller than that. So that will be like you'll do a white label for the inside for writing on, and then you can do one on the outside here for your greeting or whatever you want to do. And then this could also be like a little card. The easy button would be just to cut another white label for the back of here, and then you can just write on it and it will be more like a little tag to put in there. Then for this one right here, you just slide it in underneath the ribbon, tuck it in, and it's going to pull out with the Kit Kat bar, and it's going to have that little birthday message. So you'll have a little spot to write a little happy birthday message if that's what you want, or some other little thing. That's just a little optional thing that you can do with this if you want to go that route. Okay, I'm going to spread these out again because they look so pretty. Look so pretty. Okay, I haven't spread these out to their best advantage, but look at that. Just so cute. I think I could see these at an event too with little Kit Kats. A lot of people love Kit Kats, so that would be kind of a fun little spread. Oh, just before we go, I did a lot of 3D projects this month. We started off with the peppermint patty purse. I do love the peppermint patties a lot. So guess what? The peppermint patties are missing out of these purses. So it's not kind of chocolate I can keep in the house because I love mint. But these were the York peppermint patty purses. I also made this beautiful dress using the in colors. Let me scoot these away for a moment. I'll do all purples. I made the dress, and this one held, I think we did kisses in here, if I remember correctly. A bunch of kisses would fit in that one. Then we did this adorable birdhouse box, right? It was so cute. And then last week we did these little mini totes, one with kind of a feminine look and one kind of more with a masculine look. Like, okay, so these are the in color projects I did this month. So you can just see, and I did these all in different colors. So they were all done in different colors. I think, oh, look at all of them used the ribbon. Most of them used like a little gem and just different bundles and things like that. You can find project sheets for all of these if you're on my email list. And then you can find the projects and videos for all of these right on my blog. So just fun. And then, of course, these are the projects I made today. So just lots of fun use of the in colors. All right. I hope that was fun for all of you. I'm going to scoot back and have a look here. Let me center myself. I've got like a new thing where my comments scroll. So I'm trying to like, but now my head is going to look like I'm turning to the side and not looking at you. So I've got to kind of keep a balance here, but let's see if I can scroll to the top here. And say hello to all of you. Good morning, Nancy and Janine and Jean. Jean says, I'm here to watch you perform your magic for us. I love that. So appreciate what you do. Thanks. Aw, thank you, Jean. And Jean says she thinks Brenda may be having a tech problem this morning. That's exactly what happened. Hello, Verblue, and hello, Terry. Marty was looking forward to seeing the die in action. Great. I hope I showed how to make that. Good morning, Terry. Good morning, Amy. I don't know. She has to make a sympathy card today. Oh, sympathy cards are one of my least favorite cards to make just because, I'm kind of usually sad when I'm making them. So I tend not to make them. So I'm sorry to all my card people out there waiting for sympathy cards for me. I'm very bad at sympathy cards. Maybe that's something I need to work on, right? Marty says all the computer internet stuff is so wonderful, but it can be such a pain. It is. It's like it's a balance between, all the wonderful things that they can do, all these wonderful videos, this way that I can communicate with you. And then there's also, my computer going completely black. There was nothing there. I was like hitting buttons to see if it would like refresh, and I had to turn it off and restart. And now I've got a bunch of Word documents that I haven't saved that are now in draft mode. I'm going to have to go back and mess with those. Do not like it when that happens. Okay, let's keep going. Marty says, don't forget to give Brenda a thumbs up. Thank you so much. That would be wonderful. If you're not already subscribed to my channel, I would love it if you would subscribe. It helps me get seen by other people, and I really appreciate that. And your thumbs up and your comments, they all help me so much. So thank you to all my followers and everyone that's here today. I really appreciate you being here, especially on a day like today when I had to wave bye to my son this morning as he left. And this morning, he really didn't want to leave, I think, because he's been like 5 years of this degree and he had just a little bit of a break. And he's like, Mom, I could have used another couple of weeks break, but he starts his new job on Monday. And we will be seeing him in exactly 2 weeks. We will be up in Canada for his actual graduation ceremony. So it's kind of weird. He's starting his job before he has his ceremony, but he's completed all of his requirements already. The ceremony is just a formality. You don't actually have to go to it, but we get to see him. We get to see him walk across the stage where my husband and I both graduated. So that's kind of thrilling. It's going to be really fun. His girlfriend is doing a co-op term in Calgary this year or this summer, and she's flying in just for his ceremony. And so we're going to have a bunch of dinners, family things, and we're just so very proud of him. So it was an emotional day, so I'm glad I could be here with you because it's so much better. I love doing live videos so much better than recorded videos because I feel I get energy from all of you. And so that's really super nice. Okay, I'm off track again. Let's see. Hello, Tracy. Hello, Pat. Good morning, Lori from Victoria, BC. Oh, she's visiting her son. Aw, that's nice. It's so nice. I call my son my sunshine, like as in like he's my sun and shine. All right. Amy, I'm so sorry for your loss of your husband's cousin. I'm sorry you mentioned that on here today. I'm sorry about that. Marty's impressed that we have 17 new team members. I'm impressed too. I'm so happy to have new team members, and hopefully we'll get some of them at our team stamping night tonight. I'm looking forward to meeting them because when I do these lives, I see your comments, but I don't necessarily get to interact with speaking you, right? So with my team, I get to see them a little bit more if they want to join us. It's not a requirement, but you absolutely can join us for our online events. Okay. Oh, Marty said you could make a garland out of the little rosettes. Very true. Let's keep going. Linda said, I always thought I couldn't make these box projects, but you made it look easy. So I tried. Now I make almost every project you show us. No way, Linda. I can't believe that. That's awesome. That's what I'm here for. That is what I am here for, is if I can teach someone who didn't think they could make a project, be able to make a project, that's absolutely what I'm here for. I know a lot of people are very skilled and they could probably, figure out how everything comes together themselves. But I am here for people that really want to see the detail and how I put together a project. And that's why I take the time to do it. So yay, thank you for that comment. That really makes me happy. Marty said, if you're making a bunch, use the same Kit Kat bar for all of them. Then if it gets messy, you can eat that one. Oh, that's a great idea. Yeah, like if you're bringing together and you press too hard and the chocolate gets melted a bit, just use your same Kit Kat bar for all of the assembly. And then at the end, you reward yourself with that Kit Kat bar because you maybe not want to use it for other people. So that's a good idea. My husband and son last night was like, you're getting Kit Kat bars, and I just bought 2 of them. So I have a bunch of Kit Kat bars, but no one was allowed to eat them. So that was a little sad, but now my son's gone, so he's not going to get one of the Kit Kat bars afterwards. Okay, let's see. Linda says, very cute. Oh, Linda asked, why do you want the ribbon to go to the bottom? Maybe to pull the bar out easier. Yeah, that's why, because the ribbon is going down underneath. If this was open, you would see the ribbon running. Oops, my fingers. You would see the ribbon running all the way around here, and so that it pulls it out. So there's a little bit of, I don't know, there's a little bit fun with a slider bar like that, because like people don't expect that's the way it will work, but it pulls it up because this is a quite tight fitting box. So it makes a nice little slider thing. I've done them with Hershey's bars before, but this one is actually very much sized for the Kit Kat bars. Let's keep going. Hello, Mary. Marty said, I'd be taping that die down in multiple places, says the person who always has dies shift. Yes. Yeah, it's a good idea to kind of position some of, especially that die, if you're using that very narrow piece with the 3 inches to get the 2 rosette pieces on, if you're okay with not using the entire piece, you can get 3 across there easily without having to worry so much about shifting. But I kind of wanted to see if I could get 2 rosettes out of 1 sheet of designer series paper, and you can if you are careful. And if not, you're still going to get 3 pieces, so that means you're going to make 1.5 rosettes out of each sheet. Okay, where did I get my ribbon holder? Okay, good question. Well, there's a lovely demonstrator named Michelle Carter who makes these stampyboxes.com. She makes this one, and she makes one that's slightly longer. I really like this one this year because it holds all of my in colors. Plus, Basic Beige is a new color we have. It's not an in color, but it's like our extra bonus neutral color that was added to the collection this year. So I've got 1 roll of each of the in colors. I've got 2 rolls of Petunia Pop just because I won an extra one with the prize wheel on the incentive trip. So I got an extra roll, and thankfully I do, because right now it's out of stock. And it just fits all of those in colors, plus an extra roll very nicely. And then you have all these little, all your little ends stick out, and you can pull them out and cut the piece that you want. So right now, this is like the perfect thing. You can, she also has a slightly longer one. So if you go there, you can check it out, and they're 3D printed. So that's kind of cute, cool technology used for that. Okay. Nola said she missed the beginning, but better late than never, and happy to have the replay. Awesome. Marty says it's beautiful. Mary says this is so cute. I love the color and white daisy centers on top, says Marty. Nola says, oh no, another bundle to add to my 10% off order coming in June. Oh yes. Nola's on top of everything. So in June, if you are a customer, actually, even if you're a demonstrator too, we're going to have, I think it's starting June 5th, we're having 10% off of bundles coming up, starting June 5th and then running for the end of the month of June. So these are just, whatever bundle that you want to get, they're 10% off. So I can't remember Stampin' Up! Ever doing a special like that before. So that's a good yay. I totally forgot about that because I'm very much present in May, trying to finish out May because I don't want anyone to miss the starter kit special if possible. So I'm just trying to focus on that. And that is really still like the best deal because you are getting, if you're not already a demonstrator, you are getting all of those in colors basically like in addition to the already great starter kit special. So, okay. Moving on. Pat says, congratulations on new members. Do you remember years ago when we made these rosettes out of 12 by 12 to hang for parties or holidays, like around 2006? Oh, yeah. Yeah, there was a big die back then. It was, I think, a steel rule die. It was like a huge, like an extra large die. That was like, yeah, that was quite big. I like this one. It's sized more for cards and the size projects that I do because our projects are a little bit smaller, so it is sized for that. Verblue said, such a wonderful candy holder. I made several of the York candy purses. Oh, great. I love that. You're so creative. Aw. Nola says she loves that I do so many 3D projects. So much fun. It's because I love the 3D. I love the 3D. I love them. If you do craft fairs, these are just really fun projects. Some of them lend themselves better than others to craft fairs. I think this would be a cute craft fair project. It would be very cute. Okay, moving on. Terry says, great 3D projects. I'm glad that there's a 10% bundle sale coming up. Yep. Marty says it's a new chapter for my son Nick. Yeah, yeah, it is. But it's exciting. I think it's a lot for him to process too, but it's exciting, and we'll be up there soon. And I think he's planning on coming down for the long weekend in July. So we'll see him more often now that he's not in school, because he didn't have much time when he was studying engineer degrees, very intense. So hopefully we'll see him a little bit more often now. Nola says she's doing a raffle next week. A great idea about the clear envelope to keep grubby hands off. And I'll put one out as a sample so people know what they're getting. Yeah, I love those clear envelopes. They fit some of my 3D projects, so it's good to have them on hand, and you get quite a few for the price. I think there's 50 in a package, and they're under $10, so I think it's a good deal. Carol says she's really late. Well, I'm glad you're here anyway, Carol, and you can watch the replay, and if you have any questions, let me know. So Marty said, so the usual 10% off plus another 10%. Yes. So bundles are normally 10% off, and so it's an additional 10% off. So it's, but the bundle price is like, it already has the bundle pricing, and that has the 10% baked in already. So it's 10% off of that price, off the bundle pricing. All right. Pat thought we already get 10% off bundles. So confused. Yes, we do. We normally get 10% off bundles, but there is a special coming up in June that is 10% extra. So the bundle price, whatever the bundle price is, it will be 10% off that. But that bundled price originally was 10% off, but they're doing an extra 10%. So that's kind of a fun thing coming up in June, but I believe it starts June 5th, not June 1st. All right, I'll double check. I'll tomorrow, if it starts on June 1st, there will definitely be an email going out on June 1st. But if it doesn't start, I think it starts on June 5th, actually. So if it starts on June 5th, my email will go out either on June 4th or June 5th to let people know. So Pat says, so Demonster gets on top of 10%. Yes. Yeah. So it's an extra 10% off. So it is a special from Stampin' Up. It isn't just the usual, when you buy the two together, you get 10% off. It's like 10% off of that price. It's a special. It will come clear in June when the special starts. But yeah, it's a good deal. All right. Marty says this was a great way to end the month. Thanks for a wonderful live. Well, you're welcome. Don't forget, last day to get that starter kit special. If you have any questions, just reach out to me. I'll be happy to answer them. I would advise you not to wait till the very last moment. It's midnight Mountain Time that it ends. But I'm going to sleep at my normal time, which is like 10 p.m. Eastern. So if you have any problems, I won't be able to help you if I am sleeping. So if you're still interested in the starter kit, start the process like now or at the latest in the afternoon so that you can get the starter kit before the end of the special. Have a great weekend, everyone. Watch for my project sheet in your inbox tomorrow. I will be back next week with new projects for you. Have a wonderful weekend, everyone. Take care and bye-bye.